A world thirsty for juice. Brazil's crisis spills over. Brazil dominates the orange juice industry, serving as a global powerhouse and supplying nearly two-thirds of the world's exports. This makes the recent crisis in Brazilian citrus particularly alarming. A confluence of factors has crippled production, leading to a sharp decline in exports. The world is now facing an orange juice shortage and prices are soaring. This crisis highlights the fragility of global food systems. We rely heavily on a few key producers. And when one falters, the ripple effects are felt worldwide. For decades, Brazil's orange groves seemed endless, a symbol of agricultural abundance. Now they serve as a stark reminder of our interconnectedness. The orange on your breakfast table is a product of complex global networks, vulnerable to disruption. This crisis is a wake-up call, urging us to rethink our relationship with food production and consumption. We must move away from dependence on single sources and prioritize resilience. The Brazilian orange juice crisis is not just about a breakfast staple, it's about the delicate balance of supply and demand in a globalized world. It's about the impact of climate change on agriculture and the interconnectedness of our food systems. It's a story that demands our attention, urging us to consider the true cost of what we consume. The perfect storm: disease, climate, and the plight of Brazilian oranges. Brazilian citrus farmers face a perfect storm of challenges. Citrus greening disease, spread by a tiny insect, has ravaged groves. The disease starves trees, causing fruit to become small, bitter, and unsuitable for juicing. This disease alone has decimated production, leaving farmers struggling to cope. Climate change has compounded these woes. Extreme weather events like droughts and floods have become more frequent and intense. Droughts stress trees, making them more susceptible to disease. Floods disrupt pollination and damage fruit. These unpredictable weather patterns make it difficult for farmers to plan and maintain healthy groves. The combined effects of disease and climate change have created a crisis for Brazilian citrus. Yields have plummeted, and the quality of the remaining fruit has declined. This has driven up production costs and squeezed already thin profit margins. The situation is dire, and many farmers are struggling to stay afloat. Some have been forced to abandon their groves altogether. This crisis underscores the vulnerability of agriculture to external threats. It highlights the urgent need for sustainable solutions that can withstand the challenges of a changing climate. Empty cups, heavy prices, the global ripple effect of orange juice scarcity. The consequences of Brazil's shrinking orange harvest are being felt globally. Supermarket shelves are seeing less orange juice, and prices have skyrocketed. This price hike is hitting consumers hard, especially in countries heavily reliant on Brazilian imports. For many, orange juice is becoming a luxury they can no longer afford. This has led to a decline in consumption in some markets. The ripple effect extends beyond individual consumers. Food and beverage companies that rely on orange juice as a key ingredient are also feeling the pinch. They face rising input costs, forcing them to raise prices or find alternative ingredients. This disrupts supply chains and impacts the availability and affordability of a range of products. The crisis has exposed the risks of relying too heavily on a single source for a commodity. The global orange juice market is in a state of flux as businesses adjust to the new reality. Some are seeking alternative suppliers, while others are investing in research and development to find substitutes for orange juice. The crisis serves as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of the global food system. It highlights the need for greater diversification and resilience in the face of unexpected shocks. Quenching the thirst, can Egypt and others fill the void? As Brazil grapples with its citrus crisis, other orange-producing countries are stepping up to meet the global demand. Egypt in particular has emerged as a potential alternative supplier. With its favorable climate and growing citrus industry, Egypt is well positioned to increase its exports. The country has invested heavily in modernizing its citrus orchards and processing facilities. This has resulted in a significant increase in production and export capacity. While Egypt alone cannot fully compensate for the decline in Brazilian exports, it offers a promising source of supply for a thirsty world. Other countries, including Mexico, South Africa and the United States, are also increasing their orange production. This diversification of supply is essential to mitigate the impact of future disruptions in any one region. However, expanding production in new regions comes with its own set of challenges. Water scarcity, land availability and labor costs are all factors that could limit the growth potential of alternative suppliers. It will require careful planning and sustainable practices to ensure that increased production does not come at the expense of environmental degradation or social equity. Beyond the orchard innovation and the future of sustainable citrus, the Brazilian orange juice crisis is a stark reminder of the need for greater sustainability in agriculture. The future of citrus production depends on our ability to develop and implement innovative solutions. Researchers and farmers are working together to find ways to combat citrus greening disease and adapt to a changing climate. One promising avenue is the development of disease-resistant citrus varieties. Scientists are working tirelessly to breed trees that can withstand the devastating effects of citrus greening. These new varieties offer hope for the future of the industry, but it will take time for them to be widely adopted. Another key area of focus is improving water management practices. With droughts becoming more frequent, it is crucial to use water more efficiently in citrus production. Drip irrigation systems, which deliver water directly to the roots of trees, are becoming increasingly popular. These systems reduce water waste and improve the resilience of orchards to drought conditions. In addition to these technological advancements, there is a growing movement towards agroecological farming practices. This approach emphasizes natural pest control, soil health and biodiversity. By creating more resilient ecosystems within citrus groves, farmers can reduce their reliance on synthetic pesticides and fertilizers, which can have harmful environmental impacts. The human cost of citrus labor rights and ethical consumption. As we grapple with the challenges of sustainable citrus production, it's crucial to address the human cost of our thirst for orange juice. The citrus industry has a complex history, often intertwined with labor exploitation and social injustice. From the fields where oranges are harvested to the factories where they are processed, workers often face low wages, unsafe working conditions, and limited access to basic rights. It's easy to overlook these realities when we reach for a carton of juice at the supermarket, but ethical consumption requires us to consider the entire journey of our food, from farm to table. Supporting fair trade and ethical certification programs can help ensure that the juice we drink is produced in a way that respects the rights and well-being of workers. Consumer awareness and advocacy can also play a role in driving positive change within the industry. By demanding transparency and accountability from brands, we can help create a more just and equitable system for all those involved in bringing orange juice to our tables. The Brazilian orange juice crisis, while primarily an agricultural and economic issue, also presents an opportunity for reflection and action on labor rights and ethical sourcing. By making informed choices as consumers, we can support a more sustainable and just future for the citrus industry and the people who work within it. From farm to table. Understanding the complex journey of orange juice. The journey of orange juice from the grove to our refrigerators is a complex one, involving multiple stages and actors along the way. Understanding this journey can help us appreciate the intricacies of the global food system and the challenges it faces. It all starts with the farmers who cultivate the oranges, tending to their groves and battling pests and diseases. Once harvested, the oranges are transported to processing plants, often located far from the fields. Here they are washed, sorted and squeezed to extract the juice. The juice is then pasteurized to eliminate harmful bacteria and extend its shelf life. From there, it's packaged and shipped to distribution centers, where it's eventually sent to supermarkets and other retailers. Each step in this process involves energy consumption, transportation and packaging, all of which contribute to the environmental footprint of orange juice. Moreover, the global nature of this supply chain makes it vulnerable to disruptions, as we've seen with the Brazilian crisis. By understanding the complexities of this journey, we can better appreciate the challenges of ensuring a sustainable and resilient orange juice supply. It also highlights the importance of supporting local and regional food systems whenever possible, as they tend to have shorter supply chains and a lighter environmental impact. A toast to resilience. Navigating the uncertain future of citrus. The Brazilian orange juice crisis has shaken the global citrus industry, exposing its vulnerabilities and highlighting the need for greater resilience. As we navigate the uncertain future of citrus production, several key takeaways emerge. First, diversification is essential. Relying too heavily on a single region for any commodity makes the system vulnerable to disruptions. Encouraging production in other suitable regions can help mitigate risks and stabilize supply chains. Second, innovation is crucial. Investing in research and development to combat citrus greening disease, develop climate-resilient varieties, and improve water management practices is essential for the long-term sustainability of the industry. Third, ethical considerations must be at the forefront. Ensuring fair labor practices and supporting sustainable farming methods should be paramount in our efforts to secure a stable and ethical orange juice supply. Finally, as consumers, we have a role to play. By staying informed about the challenges facing the citrus industry, making conscious choices about the products we buy, and supporting brands that prioritize sustainability and ethical practices, we can contribute to a more resilient and equitable future for orange juice. Let's raise a glass to resilience, adaptability, and a future where our morning orange juice is both delicious and responsibly sourced.